If you're running an automotive body shop, you know that solvents and paints are the lifeblood of your work. But with every spray, with every wipe, there's a hidden danger lurking. These essential chemicals, well, they pose a dual threat. Invisible fumes that can harm your team's health, and flammable vapors that could literally put your entire business at risk. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to manage both.
So let's just jump right in with a big question. For you, as a body shop manager, what keeps you up at night more? Is it the slow, silent threat of your team inhaling solvent fumes day in and day out? Or is it that sudden, devastating risk of a flash fire? It's a really tough question, and you know what? The answer isn't as straightforward as you might think.
The reality is, it's not an either-or situation at all. You're actually fighting a battle on two separate fronts. You've got to protect your people's health, and you have to prevent a fire. A one-size-fits-all solution just isn't going to cut it. Not for safety and not for compliance. You absolutely need a dedicated strategy for each one.
And that two-front strategy? Well, it's defined by two key sets of UK regulations. First, there's COSH, that's the Control of Substances Hazardous to Health. And then there's DCR, which stands for the Dangerous Substances and Explosive Atmospheres Regulations. Understanding the difference between these two is the first and, honestly, the most crucial step to running a safe and compliant shop. Okay, so here's the absolute simplest way to think about it. COSH is all about protecting your people. It covers all the health risks from working with hazardous substances. DSAR, on the other hand, is about protecting the place. It's completely focused on preventing fires and explosions. People versus place, health versus fire. Getting that distinction right, well, it's everything. Let's dive into COSH first. Just think about the chemicals your team is around every single day. Things like isocyanates in paints or toluene in thinners. We're talking about the slow, invisible damage these can cause. Inhaling those fumes can lead to permanent lung damage, and even short-term exposure can bring on dizziness and affect concentration. And skin contact, that can lead to really painful dermatitis. COSH is all about managing these very real, very personal health risks.
Now, let's switch gears and talk about DCR. This is all about preventing an absolute catastrophe. See, a lot of solvents evaporate really fast, creating this invisible, flammable cloud of vapor that's heavier than air. It can pool completely unseen in pits or low areas, and that right there, that's what DCR calls an explosive atmosphere. All it takes is one single spark, from a grinder or even just static electricity, and you've got a disaster on your hands. DCR is all about eliminating that ignition risk.
So it's pretty clear, right? Two totally different risks means you need two totally different toolkits to handle them. Let's get into your absorbent arsenal and make sure you have the right tools for the right job. Now, here's a super critical point for DSER compliance. You're not just cleaning up a puddle on the floor. That liquid spill is actively pumping flammable vapor into the air. So your response has to tackle both the puddle you can see and the explosive cloud you can't. This is exactly why not all absorbents are created equal. Picture this. It's a classic DSCR nightmare scenario. You've got flammable vapor hanging in the air, and someone just grabs a standard everyday pad to wipe up a spill. That simple wiping motion could create a static spark, and boom, that's your ignition source. To comply with DSCR, you must use absorbents specifically designed to be anti-static. Serpros are engineered to prevent sparks, making them the only safe choice for these high-risk spills. And then, of course, you've got the liquid itself. You have to contain that stuff, and you have to do it fast. For COSH, this is all about preventing skin contact. For DSER, it's about stopping that vapor cloud from getting any bigger. This is where you bring in tools like Serpro's chemical absorbent pads or socks to build a little dammer on the spill, and granules to just soak up the bulk of it really, really quickly. It's all about rapid containment. Of course, the best way to manage a spill is to stop it from happening in the first place, right? And that brings us to the absolutely critical topic of safely storing and segregating your materials. This quote really says it all. Real safety doesn't start when something hits the floor. It starts before a single can is even opened. Proper storage isn't just about being neat and tidy, it's a core, non-negotiable requirement of both COSH and DCR. These are the absolute basics, the must-dos. Your chemical storage area has to be a dedicated space. It has to be well ventilated, and it must be strictly off limits to any ignition source. I mean, no grinding, no welding, absolutely nothing that can create a spark. And every single container has to be clearly and correctly labeled. It's not just a good idea, folks, it's the law. So what's the simplest way to get all of this right? You need professional-grade storage. It's that simple. And purpose-built Kosh cabinets from Serpro, they are the answer. They're literally designed to provide secure, ventilated, and properly contained storage, basically taking all of your compliance boxes in one neat package. Okay, we've covered a lot. The risks, the rules, the tools. Now let's pull it all together into a simple action plan that you can start using in your shop, like today. All right, here it is, your 3-step roadmap to compliance. Step 1, assess. Look at every single chemical you use, but look at it through 2 different lenses, the COHSH health risk lens and the DCIAR fire risk lens. Step 2, equip. Get your spill kits stocked with the right tools. That means Serpro anti-static absorbents for those high-risk DCIAR zones and Serpro chemical absorbents for general liquid spills. And finally, step 3, secure. Prevent spills in the first place by using dedicated Serpro Kosh cabinets for safe, segregated storage. Assess, equip, secure. It's that simple. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. Your plan might look great on paper today, but is it actually ready for tomorrow's spill? Because a plan on paper, well, that's just the start, isn't it? Real safety is about ongoing action. Is your team trained on exactly what to do? Are your spill kits fully stocked and ready to go at a moment's notice? Thinking ahead like that, that's what separates a basic safety plan from a true safety culture.